Today's episode of Aquatic Wetline is brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your oasis today. Find your next fish at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram.
From the hit series Life in the Amazon comes an all-new spin-off focused on animal life centering on the African rivers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life in Africa. From the intimidating Nile crocodile with its razor-sharp teeth and its predatory instincts to the gorgeous African cichlids and tropical fish. To the hungry hippos, the mighty lions, friendly zebras, and the tall reticulated giraffes, every animal from Africa will be discussed. Life in Africa goes live right now. Please press start.
Hello everyone! Welcome to Life in Africa. I'm your host, Aqua Alex CARDINALE, and I am a fan of many different African fish species. Tonight on Life in Africa, we are going to be talking about a unique African species. It's a species of fish that can actually drown in water. It's a species of fish that breathes oxygen, and it's a species of fish that has a set of lungs. Tonight on Life in Africa, we're going to talk about the African lungfish, and we're going to talk about the 4 species of lungfish that live in Africa. And I'm going to give you information on keeping lungfish in the home aquarium in case you want to keep lungfish in your home aquarium. And as always, we have photos and videos of these unique oddball creatures that live all over Africa. As always, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. If you have any questions or comments on lungfish, post them in the chat, and I will react or I will answer your questions. All right, so let's go ahead and get this episode started. And we're going to start with some information on lungfish. So here is some info on lungfish. Lungfish are best known for retaining ancestral characteristics, including the ability to breathe air and ancestral structures, including the presence of lobe fins with a well-developed internal skeleton. Lungfish represent the closest living relatives of the tetrapods, which includes living amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. The mouths of lungfish typically bear tooth plates, which are used to crush hard-shelled organisms. Today, there are only 6 known species of lungfish living in Africa, South America, and Australia, though they were formerly globally distributed. Today, we'll be focusing on the African lungfish. The fossil record of the group extends into the early Devonian, or over 410 million years ago. The earliest known members of the group were marine, while almost all post-Carboniferous representatives inhabit freshwater environments. Lungfish have a highly specialized respiratory system. They have a distinct feature in that their lungs are connected to the larynx and pharynx without a trachea. While other species of fish can breathe air using modified vascularized gas bladders, these bladders are usually simple sacs, devoid of complex internal structure. In contrast, the lungs of lungfish are subdivided into numerous smaller air sacs maximizing the surface area available for gas exchange. As in tetrapods and bikers, the lungs extend from the ventral surface of the esophagus and gut. Lungfish are omnivorous, feeding on fish, insects, crustaceans, worms, mollusks, amphibians, and plant matter. Now, the African lungfish genus is known as Protopirus. Protopirus is the genus of 4 species of lungfish found in Africa. African lungfish are elongated eel-like fish with thread-like pectoral and pelvic fins. They have soft scales, and the dorsal and tail fins are fused into a single structure. They can either swim like eels or crawl along the bottom using their pectoral and pelvic fins. The largest species of African lungfish can reach about 6.6 feet in length, and the smallest species of African lungfish can get about 18 inches. African lungfish generally inhabit shallow waters, such as swamps and marshes. They are also found in larger lakes, such as Lake Victoria. They can survive out of water for many months by burrowing into hardened mud beneath a dried stream bed. They are carnivorous, feeding on crustaceans, aquatic insect larvae, and mollusks. The African lungfish is an example of how the evolutionary transition from breathing water to breathing air can occur. Lungfish are periodically exposed to water with low oxygen content or encounter situations in which their aquatic environment dries up. To cope with these conditions, they have developed an adaptation in the form of an outpocketing of the gut, similar to the swim bladder found in other fish. This specialized structure functions as a lung. Within the lung, numerous thin-walled blood vessels allow the blood to absorb oxygen from the air that is gulped into the lung. Lungfish are obligate air breathers with reduced gills in the adults. There are 2 anterior gill arches that retain gills, though they are too small to function as the sole respiratory apparatus and may be more important for carbon dioxide elimination. About 90% of their oxygen is acquired via their lungs, and the remaining 10% via the gills and skin of the lungfish. African lungfish breed at the beginning of the rainy season. They construct nests or burrows in the mud to hold their eggs, which they then guard against predators. When they hatch, the young lungfish resemble tadpoles with external gills and only later develop lungs and begin to breathe air. So that is information on the African lungfish. So the African lungfish is a really cool fish. Now let's talk about the 4 different types of African lungfish out there and the 4 different species of African lungfish that there are out there. All right, so the first species is the marbled lungfish. And the marbled lungfish is one of the most attractive of the 4 African lungfish. So the marbled lungfish is also known as the leopard lungfish. It is found in eastern and central Africa, as well as the Nile region. The marbled lungfish is caught in large numbers throughout much of its range, including several hundred metric tons per year in Mazana's region, Mazana Gulf of Lake Victoria alone. The marbled lungfish is mostly a food fish, although this varies depending on the exact community, with some recognizing it as a delicacy and others strongly disliking its taste or considering it as a taboo to eat it. In some regions, parts of this fish are used as a traditional medicine. Now, the marbled lungfish is found in the African countries of Angola, Burundi, Egypt, Ethiopia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zambia. Among others, it lives in the Nile and Congo river basins, including lakes such as Albert, Edward, Tanganyika, and Victoria. Adult marbled lungfish live in swamps, riverbeds, floodplains, and river deltas throughout its range. The juvenile members of this species often live in between the roots of papyrus plants. Despite being aquatic, adult marbled lungfish can live in riverbeds and other areas that have no rain for portions of the year due to their ability to estivate or burrow in the ground to form an air bubble and breathe out of a hole in the cocoon thus formed. And that is the marbled lungfish. Now we're going to learn about the smallest African lungfish species, and now we're going to learn about the gilled lungfish. So here is some information on the gilled lungfish. So the gilled lungfish is also known as the East African lungfish, and it's the second species of African lungfish. It is found in the swamps and floodplains of East Africa and has been positively identified in Kenya, Somalia, and Mozambique. So the gilded lungfish actually looks like an axolotl. It is a very interesting and unique looking lungfish and one of my favorite types of lungfish. And then we have the West African lungfish. I had an image up here, but somehow it disappeared. So let me re-upload it here. Oh, wait, it's gone now. But the West African lungfish is right above me or right beside me on the screen. So that's the lungfish that is right next to me on the screen. But anyway, here is some information on the West African lungfish. The West African lungfish is found in a wide range of freshwater habitats in West and Middle Africa, as well as the northern half of Southern Africa. They are found from Sahel, Guinea, to Upper Congo River area, and from the Zambezi of Mozambique. This lungfish has a diet unlike other African lungfish. The West African lungfish has a diet consisting of various mollusks, crabs, prawn, and small fish within its distribution. It can also go for up to 3.5 years without any food intake whatsoever. During this time period, it behaves much like a devastating fish in that it buries itself in the mud and does not move until more favorable conditions occur. And that is the West African lungfish. And now our final lungfish from Africa is the spotted lungfish. So let's learn about the spotted lungfish right now. So the spotted lungfish is also known as the slender lungfish. It is a freshwater fish from Africa, and it largely inhabits the middle and lower Congo River basin, very similar to the West African lungfish. So those are your different types of lungfish. My final topic before we get into our videos and photos of lungfish is information on keeping them in the home aquarium. So here is some information on keeping lungfish in home aquarium. And here's a good story that I have. When I was younger, my dad had a huge aquarium, a huge 6-foot aquarium, and he had a West African lungfish in there, along with the iridescent shark and a couple of other large fish. And one day, the West African lungfish, who was about 2 feet, decided he was going to try and eat a 16-inch iridescent shark. Well, unfortunately for the iridescent shark, he was bit in half by the lungfish. So lungfish have really sharp teeth. They can take chunks out of fish. Imagine what they can do to a human hand or a human finger. Lungfish have incredibly sharp teeth, and they can easily chew through bone and they can easily kill other fish. And African lungfish have been extremely known to be extremely aggressive in the home aquarium. So it's hard to have tank mates with African lungfish, but there are cases of people being successful having African lungfish with tank mates. But right now, let's learn about keeping lungfish in home aquariums, because African lungfish remain to be a popular fish kept in the aquarium hobby. Like I said earlier, African lungfish are noted for turning on tank mates for no reason anyone can fathom. They could be fine for months, and in some cases years, then suddenly attack any tank mates. The bite is powerful in adult specimens and can easily crush or remove fingers. A tight lid is needed because they can crawl out of their aquarium. And keeping lungfish is relatively easy. They're very easy to keep in the home aquarium. In their natural habitat in West and Central African lakes, rivers, and swamps, they are found in water conditions varying in pH values between 6.5 to almost 9.0. So lungfish can adapt to any pH, really. The tank should be furnished with wood for hiding places and fine gravel or sand for a substrate. But you could also do a bare bottom substrate as well. The lighting should be muted and the water should have a slight current. There should be dense vegetation and floating plants, which will help recreate the natural setting. Use submerged wood to provide hiding places, and the lighting should be bright and the water should be clear. As for plants, consider Anubia secured to driftwood or floating plants. Now, lungfish generally inhale the food item they chew. They have no teeth. The teeth were fused together long ago into plates, one upper and one lower, on it for a while, and then it spits the flattened, macerated item almost all the way out of its mouth. The crushed food item is covered with a thick, slimy, mucus-like substance. Then the food is inhaled again, and the process is repeated until the lungfish is satisfied that the item is well and truly mashed to a pulp. Then it swallows the food and is off to search for more. Any loose bits of food are expelled from the gill slit along with their mucus covering. Lungfish do not have a stomach as we think of one. The primary role of the stomach is to serve as a food storage area where the food items are physically prepared for the intestine and some initial phases of chemical digestion occur. Because lungfish chew and crush their food into tiny bits instead of bolting down large chunks, there is less of a need for a food storage area, and the digestive processes are all carried out in the intestine with the use of a spiral valve. Lungfish do have a slight swelling of the esophagus anterior to the intestine, where a stomach would normally be, but it doesn't appear that the food really stays there for long. And that is information on keeping lungfish in the home aquarium. Some information that I would add to that would be to have a really large aquarium, because even the smallest lungfish, the gilled lungfish, can get up to 18 inches, while the other three species of African lungfish can easily get into the 3-foot range. So a 6-foot, 125-gallon aquarium and larger should suffice for an African lungfish. And you can try them with tank baits, but don't get too adapted to having tank mates with the African lungfish, because they can turn on a dime. But then again, I have seen cases of people having tank mates with African lungfish. I guess I would say if you want to have tank mates with African lungfish, the larger the aquarium, the better. It's better to provide a big aquarium so that the lungfish and the other fish in the aquarium have plenty of room to get away from each other. All right, and that is enough of me talking for this episode. I gave you guys a lot of great information on lungfish. Now, if you have any questions or comments on lungfish, feel free to post them in the comments down below. So let me check out my comments here. I see we have a couple. My buddy Jeff is in the house. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're enjoying the show. All right, right now it is time for the fun part of the show. It is time for photos and videos of lungfish. I've got 5 photos and 8 videos of lungfish that I'm going to show you. Now, did you know there is a albino lungfish? There is, and here's proof. There actually is an albino lungfish, and this is an albino African lungfish. Very, very unique. I kind of like the albino lungfish, except they cost a lot of money, but they are definitely extraordinary. Here is a lungfish up close and personal. Look at that face. A face only a mother can love, but definitely a unique looking fish. Very, very cool oddball fish. One day I will have a lungfish. Here's another photo of a lungfish. This is actually taken from Ohio Fish Rescue. And Ohio Fish Rescue actually has many different types of lungfish and many types of African lungfish as well. And then we've got another African lungfish here. I like this lungfish the best. They're very, very colorful, and they have a lot of cool patterns. Very beautiful fish. And then we've got a pair of African lungfish here. Very, very cool. Very beautiful fish as well. And then here's another lungfish. Very, very cool. But this last lungfish picture is my favorite. It is a very colorful and very nicely patterned individual. This is one of the more prettier lungfish out there, I think. Very, very cool fish. So that is beautiful. That is a beautiful West African lungfish or spotted lungfish. You know, I'm beginning to think that the West African lungfish and the spotted lungfish, I think that the spotted lungfish is just a subspecies of the West African lungfish. All right, now I've got 8 videos of lungfish that I'm going to play. I'm going to play the first 4 videos, and then we're going to take our quick intermission. Here is a video of a gilled lungfish having lunch. That's a very beautiful gilled lungfish. I'm surprised that little shrimp in there didn't become food. Well, here's our next video. This is another, I believe, gilled lungfish. Very, very beautiful. Very close to adult size, very close to full-grown size. Remember, the gilled lungfish only gets 18 inches. And here is our next video. Another beautiful lungfish. That was a very beautiful lungfish. And here is our next lungfish video before we take our quick intermission. All right, so those are our first 4 lungfish videos. We've got 4 more lungfish videos coming your way, but right now we're going to take a quick intermission, which is being brought to us by Oasis Aquatics. Find your Oasis today at oasisaquaticsnj.com. During this intermission, you're going to hear a word from Oasis Aquatics, and you're also going to learn about some special upcoming live streams here on my YouTube channel, and you'll learn about my wonderful Facebook fish keeping group. When I come back, Life in Africa continues, and I will play the final 4 lungfish videos for you. Don't go anywhere, folks.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
You're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
Hey fish keepers, Aqua Alex Cardinelli, owner and founder of Facebook fish keeping group. Yep, we like fish keeping. My goal today is to invite you to join my Facebook group. Yep, we like fish keeping. We welcome fish keepers from all over the world. We welcome fish keepers of all ages. On Yep, we like fish keeping, you can post photos and videos of your tropical fish. You can ask tropical fish questions. You can share your Facebook fish groups on Mondays and Fridays. And you can also interact with other fish keepers. This group is just starting, so help us grow. Check out Yep, We Like Fish Keeping on Facebook or click the link in the episode description.
Excited to announce Friday Live with Aqua Alex will have its first official guest interview on Friday, June 21st, 2024. Our special guest will be Jesse, aka Fish YouTuber Salient Aquatics. What will Jesse and Aqua Alex discuss? Don't miss it, live Friday, June 21st, 2024 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Friday Live with Aqua Alex.
The next Friday Live with Aqua Alex Cardinelli is going to be another loaded show. Live Friday, June 21st, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We welcome our very first live guest. Our guest will be Jesse from YouTube channel Salient Aquatics. What will Aqua Alex and Jesse have to discuss? Next week, Aqua Alex's amazing fish will be the tiger Oscar cichlid. The South American fish of the week will be the spotted silver dollar. The saltwater fish of the week will be the fox-faced rabbitfish. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the Salvini cichlid. Aqua Alexa will have tips for growing fish out, and so much more. Live Friday, June 21st, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinelli. You're not going to want to miss next week's show. Don't miss the next Saturday Live. On the next Saturday Live, it'll be the first Saturday Live of the summer. Live Saturday, June 22nd, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific is the final stop on the road to our 100th episode of Saturday Live. On the next Saturday Live, I will have facts on the St. Louis Cardinals Major League Baseball team, and I'll also have facts on Twitter. The Oasis Aquatics featured fish will be the blue dolphin cichlid. Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the harlequin tusk and the marble dachara catfish. The South Florida featured business will be Palm Beach Zoo, and you will get a look at the newly remodeled Green Acres Bowl. The animal of the world will be the leopard. Plus, don't miss What's the Haps, Karens of the Week, funny videos, and more. Live Saturday, June 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's the final Saturday Live before our historic 100th episode of Saturday Live.
Alex Cardinale invites you to the 100th episode of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale. The 100th Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale airs Saturday, June 29, 2024 at a special start time of 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be a party and lots of fun to celebrate 100 episodes of Saturday Live. 100th Saturday Live is being sponsored by Oasis Aquatics, and there will be an Oasis Aquatics giveaway. One fish keeper will walk away with a special prize. There will also be an Oasis Aquatics store tour. Aqua Alex welcomes 2 fish keepers to the party as special guests. Jeremy Lady and Brandon King will chat fish keeping with Aqua Alex on 100th Saturday Live. Plus, special cameo appearances. Chef Alex will be on hand to make homemade red velvet cake perfect for 4th of July festivities. All that and more. 100 Saturday Live airs Saturday, June 29, 2024 at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
All right, welcome back to Life in Africa, episode 9. If you're just tuning in now, we have been talking about lungfish. And lungfish have 4 species of lungfish that call Africa home. There is the marbled lungfish, there is the gilded lungfish, there is the West African lungfish, and the spotted lungfish. So before we went to intermission, we discussed information on each lungfish, and we also learned how to keep lungfish in the home aquarium. And we saw our first set of photos and our first set of videos. Now I have 4 more videos of lungfish to share with you on this incredible episode of Life in Africa. So let's get right back to our lungfish videos. That was a very cool lungfish, and I noticed there is a red hook silver dollar in there. Red hooks are one of my favorite South American fish. Here's another video of a beautiful lungfish. All right, let's get to our next video of African lungfish. And this is a very beautiful lungfish. Check it out. And now we've got one final video of African lungfish for you. Awesome. Well, I hope you all enjoyed learning about lungfish. This was a really fun episode of Life in Africa. On the next episode of Life in Africa, we're going to talk about another oddball fish species from Africa. We're going to talk about another primitive species from Africa, and we're going to talk about polypterus, also known as bikers. Bikers are the cousins of lungfish. So on the next episode of Life in Africa, learn all about polypterus bikers on Life in Africa episode 10. I would like to thank everyone for watching today's episode, whether you watched live or you're catching a replay of today's show. I greatly appreciate your view. Don't forget, you can check out the previous 8 episodes of Life in Africa by going to my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale, and going under podcast and selecting Life in Africa. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Please like this video, please share this video, and subscribe to my channel if you are a new viewer for more awesome content. Happy fish keeping, everyone. I'm Aqua Alex, and I approve this episode. Good night, everybody.
Thank you very much for watching this live stream of the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank you all for your patronage for the last 10 years. It's going to be incredible riding into the future with more awesome live streams and videos. Aqua Alex Cardinale, Chef Alex Cardinale, WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Detective Alex Cardinale, and the Real Alex Cardinale would like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this live stream, please smash that like button. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button and become a legendary viewer and a legendary Cardinale. Check out the Real Alex Cardinale on social media. Facebook Alex Cardinale, American Alex. Instagram.com/Alex Cardinale 93. Fish keepers, please join our amazing Facebook fish keeping group Aquarium Obsession. Check out and support Oasis Aquatics, our amazing supporter since July of 2023. www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Follow Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram. Have a good night and thanks for watching. Stay legendary.